Yeah. So it puts too much shadow if not. That one needs a shadow.
Got it on you as well?
Yeah, thank you.
Struggling to shout.
Thanks.
It worked.
You think so? Yeah, it has.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Good evening, I'm sorry I'm late. I had a problem with going live. My Facebook wouldn't let me go live. Hi Jill, sorry about that. Yeah, my Facebook wouldn't let me go live on the page, weirdly. So I mean, it was because I was on his Evolution Fitness, but that's who manages the page, so I don't really understand why it wouldn't let me. So I've changed over, I'm on Louise Boyle, but we're still in the page, so that's good. I don't understand what happened, but we're live now, so that's good. I hope you're all well. Happy Monday. It's been a dark, dreary day, and it's cold. But we're going to do a nice Hatha yoga stretch this evening. We've got core engaging today, so that's abdominals and lower back, the band around the middle. So we're going to do some abdominal exercises, boat pose. We've got a tree in there, I think, for balance, that kind of thing. So we're going to work through that, and hopefully we'll get a good yoga stretch, and we can get started. So, oh, I'm late. Sorry about that. Okay. We're going to come down to the mat. It's not helpful, is it? It's in the way. Oh well. Okay, so we're going to start as we normally do for Hatha yoga in corpse pose. So we're going to come down, lay on your back, shoulder blades together. The spine will sit in its natural curve, so the lower back will be lifted slightly. We're going to turn the hands so that your palms are facing the ceiling. Let your feet flop out to the sides. Lengthen through the back of your neck, just tucking your chin under slightly, so we're just stretching out and lengthening that neck. You can close your eyes or soften your gaze. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, and as we breathe out, we're going to let the body sink to the mat and relax. So just focusing on your breath, long inhales and long exhales. On each exhale, you're trying to allow the muscles to relax, releasing any tension that you're holding either in your bum or your back, relaxing your thighs, relaxing your shoulders. And then we're going to use that breath. So inhale, you're going to reach up. You're going to stretch from fingertips down to toes, really clenching all of those muscles. And then as you exhale, bring your arms round to the sides. Stretching out the shoulders. Reset, rebalance. And again, inhale. Stretching up from fingertips down to toes, really pulling that belly button in, lengthening through the spine. And then exhale, bringing your arms round again. We're going to do that again. Inhale, squeezing all those muscles, activating everything from fingertips all the way down the body to the toes. And on your next exhale, stretching round. I'm going to bring the arms up in front of you like a zombie, And you're going to reach the right arm, then lift the shoulder up and reach as high as you can. And then bring that arm back down and then reach with the left arm. So you're lifting the shoulder blade up and activating that shoulder, and then relax. So inhale, reach. Exhale, relax. Inhale, reach. And exhale, relax. This time we're going to imagine we're taking hold of something. Inhale, and then as you exhale, bringing the elbows wide and pressing the elbows into the floor. So we're active through that upper body. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. So really press those elbows down to the floor. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. Then we're going to take the arms up overhead, lengthen nice and long from fingertips to toes. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring the elbows down and bring the elbows wide. So you're coming, trying to drag your hands or your wrists down the floor, bringing the elbows in like a W. Exhale. And then inhale, stretch up. So all the while we're trying to keep the elbows and the wrists on the floor. That's what we're working on to really open the shoulders. Inhale, coming all the way down, bringing the elbows down, squeezing at the bottom. And exhale, relax. Take the arms back up. One more. Inhale, bring the elbows all the way down. Exhale at the bottom and relax. We're going to bring the knees into the chest and just rock gently from side to side. You're going to inhale, pull the knees in, and exhale, release one leg down. Pull that knee in, flex the foot of your bent leg, point the toe of your straight leg. Just holding it there. You can bring your knee wider if you want a bit more of a stretch. Just depends on where you put your knee. If your knee's directly over your ribs, you'll feel a stretch in a different place to if you bring it wide and round. It opens up the hip. And then inhale, bring both knees in. And exhale, release the other leg down. Nice deep breaths in that position. And then inhale in. And then at your pace, exhale, just switching the legs. You might want to hold for a breath or so in each position, or you might want to just keep it moving. You're going to do one more on each side. And then bring your knees into your chest, just rocking gently from side to side. We're going to roll up and come up onto all fours. So we're bringing the shoulders, the hands under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. Press the mat away. Going nice and active through the shoulders, pulling the belly button in. I'm just going to breathe deeply here, keeping that whole body strong and active. And then we're going to cat-cow. So inhale, drop the belly and start moving that spine. Exhale, rounding out, bringing the nose under. Squeezing the bum, pulling that belly button in. Inhale. Drop the belly. Exhale, rounding out the spine. Just keep that moving. then we're going to come back to neutral and we're going to Superman. So we're bringing the opposite arm and leg out. So we're starting to now work this core. So we're going to inhale, reach, exhale, hold, pulling the belly button in, inhale, lower, exhale, rest. Then again, inhale, reach, exhale, hold, inhale, lower, exhale, rest. So changing sides, so we're going opposite arm and opposite leg. Inhale, reach, exhale, hold, inhale, lower, exhale, rest. Inhale, reach, exhale, hold, inhale, lower, exhale, rest. One more, inhale, reach, exhale, hold, inhale, lower, exhale, rest. And on the other side, inhale, reach, exhale, hold, inhale, lower, exhale, sit back into child's. So we're getting, that was just gets the heart rate moving, it gets the breath and the energy moving around the body, and we start to warm up that core, your abdominals, your lower back, your obliques. We're going to inhale, come up to all fours, and then as you exhale we're going to drop the hips forward, roll the shoulders back, look up to the ceiling. Just holding it here for a few breaths. Really roll those shoulders out, really let the chest come through, relax the bum. We're going to look over the shoulder. Inhale, look to the left. Exhale, deepen that twist. Inhale to centre. Exhale, resting, sinking forward. So each exhale you're deepening that pose. Inhale, look over the right shoulder. Exhale, deepen the twist. Inhale to centre. Exhale, let the hips come a little bit lower. Just give the hips a little wiggle, and then we're going to go again. Inhale, look to the left. Exhale allows you to twist deeper. Inhale to centre. Exhale, let those hips come further down. Inhale, look over the right shoulder. Exhale, deepening that twist. Inhale to centre. Exhale, tuck the toes under. We're going to lift up onto the toes and exhale back into puppy dog. So knees are bent, pressing the chest through. We're going to pedal the heels down. So just pedaling, dropping the heels each time. Let the head hang. Keep that belly button pulled in. We're going to inhale, come onto your toes, come all the way through into a high plank. Inhale, and then as you exhale, drop the knees, roll the shoulders back, look up to the ceiling. Inhale, tuck the toes, exhale back into downward facing dog. Legs straight, dropping the heels. Nice deep breath, relaxing that head but keeping the belly button pulled in. Inhale onto the toes, come through to a plank. Exhale, we're going to come onto the tops of the feet or drop the knees into upward facing dog. Inhale, bring the knees down. Exhale, sit back into child's pose. Just resting there, shake your hips from side to side. toes under. Inhale. As you exhale, going back into downward facing dog. Breathing deeply. This top is very annoying tonight. Working those heels down, straightening out the legs. Breathe deeply. And then we're going to inhale, bend the knees, come onto the toes and just walk the feet to the hands. Plant the feet down. Exhale, fold. Softening the knees, let that torso drape over your body, over your thighs. And then we're going to slowly roll up and come up to standing. Okay. So we're going to come into Tadasana, so mountain pose. So we're going to start centered and grounded. So bring your feet to hip distance apart. Really spread the toes. Think of those 3 points of your feet. We're going to squeeze the thighs and bum, pull the belly button in, and then roll the shoulders up, back and down. Activate the hands, lengthen through the neck, tucking the chin slightly and looking straight ahead. We're going to breathe deeply here. Breathe. Nice deep breath. So really feel that posture. So really feel the shoulders coming back, sticking the chest out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come into chair pose. So this is really energizing pose. Works on the leg strength and your endurance in that, but it also works on the internal organs. Okay. So we're going to inhale, bring the arms up overhead, palms facing each other. You can look up, but once we're in this position, we're going to squeeze the bum. And then as we exhale, we're going to exhale and sit back as though you're sitting onto a chair. Breathe nice and deeply. So ideally we want to keep those arms up by the ears, which is why we worked on these shoulder movements during the warm-up. So inhale, and as you exhale, you're sitting back into a chair. If you need to, you can bring your hands to your hips or take your arms behind, opening out the chest. And we're holding it there and breathing evenly. So your options that you can do, if you've got a book or a block or something, you can pop under your heels. That gives you a little bit more depth in that chair. It opens up and allows those arms to stay a little bit higher. So you'll really feel this around the center of your body, keeping the belly pulled in. We're going to inhale, reach up, and then as you exhale, bend the knees and let the torso come down. So the chair pose, you feel your thighs and legs working, because we're strengthening those, but ultimately it's the middle part of your body that's working the hardest. We're going to have another go at that. Inhale, roll up, coming into, so the wider your feet, the easier it will be. The narrower your feet, the harder it will be. If you've got particularly long thigh bones, then putting the block under your heel will really help. We're going to inhale, reach up, keeping everything nice and squeezed, palms together, lengthen, and then as you exhale, hinging the hips back, breathing deeply. And then inhale, reach up, soften the knees, exhale, fold forward. So when you're practicing chair pose, you want to maybe try and hold it for an extra breath each time. So start by holding it for 3 breaths and then try and increase. So you're working on that endurance, muscular endurance. We're going to inhale, halfway lift. And then keeping the legs straight as you can, we're going to exhale, folding forward. So we're now having a much more active Uttanasana forward fold. Letting that body come down but still keeping those legs straight as we can. We're going to inhale, soften the knees and slowly roll up. Okay, we're going to bring the legs nice and wide now. We're going to do an extended side angle. Again, it mobilises and opens out the hips, but ultimately stretching through really strengthens this torso, so it really works on the core. So we're coming nice and wide. We're going to turn the hips to the front and the right foot out to the side. So we're going to inhale, take the arms out, and then as you exhale we're going to bend the knee and bring the elbow to the knee. Inhale, reach over, and exhale, sinking through. Breathing nice and deeply. Looking down to the right foot. We're trying to really rotate that torso so that we're opening out the chest. If it's comfortable for you, you can look up, which allows that chest to open a little bit deeper. This is your side angle, this is your extended side angle. You're getting that stretch down the left side. Really press the feet into the floor. Inhale, bring the hands to the hip. And then we're coming onto the toe at the back. And we're coming into a runner's lunge. So bring the fingertips down either side of the foot and then drop the heel. So you're still up on the heel at the back, you're on the toe. And all we're going to do is we're going to do just that. We're going to rock up onto the toe and then drop the heel. So this just helps, although we're working on core, this just helps release any tension in your lower back. If your hamstrings are tight, it pulls through the bum to the lower back. This just allows that heel to drop and also strengthens the feet and ankles. We're going to bring that foot back down to a 45-degree angle. We're going to inhale, reach up, and then exhale, sinking into that warrior. Nice deep breaths, reaching as high as you can. And then inhale, step your feet together, walk out the legs, and we're going to just fold, soft knees, let the head come down, and breathe deeply. Slowly roll up. We're going to take the legs wide again. This time we're turning the left foot to 90 degrees. The hips are pointing forwards. We're going to inhale, take the arms wide. As you exhale, bend in the left knee, bring the elbow down and take the right arm over. Looking up to the ceiling if it's comfortable, otherwise look down to the foot. And we're really trying to reach through into that extended side angle. Feeling the stretch down the left side, keeping that belly button pulled in so your core is tight. Nice deep breaths here. Inhale, bring the hand to the hip. Coming up, we're coming through onto the toe, bend the knee, and we're going to drop and rock onto that toe. So dropping the heel down and coming up onto the toe, rocking through it. And then plant the foot down, 45-degree angle. Inhale, reach high, and exhale, sink into that front knee, into your warrior, reaching as high as you can like you did in your chair pose, keeping it as in line with the hands as you can, your head in line with your hands. And then inhale, release, step your feet together and walk out the legs. We're just going to fold here, soften the knees, let the head hang, breathe deeply. We're going to slowly roll up and we're going to come to a balance. We're going to do tree pose. Okay, so we're coming to Tadasana, but we're going to bring the feet close in together so that they're touching. So ankles, feet, thighs, calves, all of it touching. Really pressing them together. Squeeze your thighs together, squeeze your bum, roll your shoulders, activate the hands. We're going to breathe deeply here. Really feel the ground, feel the strength in the legs. So it's a tree pose. We've got a strong trunk. So the legs are your trunk, they're solid, but it comes all the way up into your core. That helps with your balance. Through here needs to be solid like the trunk of a tree. We're going to inhale and we're going to lift the heel of the left leg and bring the weight onto the right leg. So you're on the toe on the left leg and you're just getting that balance. Don't let the right leg relax. We're going to inhale and we're going to open the knee out so that your heel is touching the right ankle, but the toe is still on the floor. So bringing yourself, don't let your hip sag. I caught myself, my hip was sagging. We're keeping this standing leg strong. We're pushing the left knee out. Rolling the shoulders, tummy in nice and tight. Breathe deeply. If you're happy here and you don't want to go any further, you bring your hands to prayer, take them overhead, keeping that core strong. If you want to go higher, bring the foot to the calf, opening the knee out, breathing deeply. If you're happy there, stay there. If not, you can lift the foot higher. I think my leggings are a little bit too slippy for this tonight. Put the foot ideally onto that thigh and push the knee out. So we're trying to open the knee. Keep the belly button pulled in, keep that core strong. Nice deep breaths. And then inhale, release. Release the legs, walk them out. So coming back to your mountain pose with those feet nice and close. Pressing the feet, the thighs into each other. Squeeze your bum, pull your belly button in. Roll the shoulders back, activate the hands. So you might find that you're already wobbling a little bit with that balance, because normally we stand in a mountain pose strong. We're trying to work on that balance, work on that core. So we're going to inhale. I'm going to bring the weight onto the left foot, lifting the heel of the right leg. Get your balance here. Nice deep breaths. Don't let the left leg sag. if you're happy, inhale, bring the knee out, bringing the ankle and heel together. So the right heel is on the left ankle. And then if you're happy here, stay here, hands to prayer and overhead, belly button pulled in, bum tight. Don't let the left leg sag. If you want to go higher, bring the arch of your foot onto your calf muscle. Push the knee out and away. Breathe deeply. And then if you want to take it higher, bring that foot, ideally we want it away from the knee joint, so we want the heel in the inner thigh. Pushing it out to the side, really opening out that hip. Belly button pulled in tight. Breathing deeply. Really working on that leg strength, working the core. And then inhale, release. Release the legs and walk out. Okay, we're going to come down onto the mat now. We're going to come to all fours. We're doing the plank pose. So we're going to hold a plank pose. You can stay on your knees if you want to. It's easier to stay on your knees. It's easier if you come onto your toes to take a wider stance, so your feet wider. But this is obviously very strengthening, increases that core strength, but also releases any tension that you are holding through your midsection. So we're coming to all fours. The knees are at hip distance apart, hands directly under the shoulders, and they're going to stay directly under the shoulders. We're going to inhale, we're going to elongate the neck and pull in the abdominals. Then we're going to inhale, press the mat away, squeeze the bum, and roll those shoulders back and down. Then as you exhale, we're going to lift the knees. Keeping your spine nice and neutral, keep the belly button pulled in. We're just going to breathe evenly here. So really try and squeeze the bum, squeezing the thighs. You can stay on the knees here. We're trying to keep the hips through and flat, or you can take your feet a little bit wider to give you a little bit more stability. Really keeping the tension through that body, pulling those abdominals in, squeezing the bum. We're going to inhale, bring the knees down, and exhale, sit back, but we're going to keep the upper body active, so we're coming onto the fingertips. And then let the head come through, really stretching out the shoulders. And then exhaling, just resting there, bringing those hands in, shaking the hips. We're going to come up into a melting heart. So the hips are going to stay nice and high, and we're going to walk the hands out in front. So inhale, walking the hands out. Coming onto the fingertips if that's comfortable. If it's not, you can grab hold of a block. Gives you a little bit of a deeper stretch. You can have 2 blocks or 2 cushions or 2 piles of books. We're going to inhale, and then as we exhale, we're letting those hips stay high, but we're stretching through the chest. And we're looking forward. If You should really feel a stretch through the front of your body. I can feel it all the way down my abdominals. Breathing, pushing, pulling the belly button in. Looking forward. If you put strain on the neck, just lower the forehead down, but we're still keeping a nice active stretch. So if you don't have any blocks, you can come onto your fingers and you can come to here or here. The blocks just help keep the arms up off the mat, give you a little bit more stability. We're going to bring the elbows down so that the forearms are on the mat and interlace the fingers. So you've got a triangle in front of you. We're going to come up into a dolphin pose. If it's possible, stay. So we've got elbows at hip distance, at shoulder distance apart. We're interlacing the fingers. And then we're going to tuck the toes under. Inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to lift up and walk the feet in, coming into your dolphin pose. So it's really working on those shoulders and that upper body. We're pulling the belly button in and trying to press the chest through towards the thighs. You can bend the knees if you need to. But this just is a really good core stability, strength, stretch. Breathing deeply. And then we're going to inhale, come onto the toes, bring the knees wide and sit back into child's pose. You can stay on the elbows here and bring your hands behind your head into a prayer position. You'll just feel a stretch under the armpits here, helping with those triceps if you've been, if you've squeezed that plank quite a bit. The triceps will have worked. And then just letting that belly drop towards the floor through those wide legs. You'll feel a stretch in the lower back as well as under the armpits and down your obliques. We're going to release and slowly sit up. We're going to come into a boat pose and then into a twist. So we're coming onto the bum. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor, or you can lift your heels. We're going to bring the fingertips behind. So we'd come into staff pose, Dandasana. We're going to take those fingertips behind. What we're going to do is inhale, pull the belly button in and lengthen. And then as you exhale, we're going to just sit the body back. So as you sit back, you feel your core starting to engage. You can bring the hands down to give you a little bit more support. But ideally what we want to be doing is we want to be leaning back so you feel that core engage. And if possible, you can take the hands back. So we're in an angle, in a boat angle. So inhale, lean back, and then exhale, lift one foot or two. You should feel a little judder through the abdominals if they're working. You can then bring your hands either side, coming into that boat pose. If you need to, just reset yourself by pulling those knees in and then letting them out. If you want to, you can straighten your legs one at a time, or you can lower them to the floor. If you do Pilates, you might do a lot of these. But we're just going to hold it there. You can bring your hands down or you can come onto your elbows. We're just trying to just feel those abdominals. Inhale, release, bring the feet wide, the knees wide, feet together, and exhale, fold forward, letting the head hang. Just rocking the hips from side to side. I'm going to bring yourself into a cross-legged position, if that's comfortable for you. If it's not, you can keep your knees bent. We're going to inhale, reach up, and then exhale, bring the left arm down, the right arm over to the left knee, and then twist, looking over your shoulder. Breathing deeply. Each exhale, you're trying to twist a little bit deeper. And then inhale to centre, and exhale, twist over the other side. So twisting, spinal twist, really strengthens the core. Really works all those little abdominal muscles, all the obliques. Releases any tension that you're holding in your lower back and your spine. And if you've got a weak back, working on that core strength really helps. Then inhale, come to centre, reach up, and exhale. We're going to slowly fold forward, letting the head hang, and the torso come down. Opening out the knees. We're going to roll up and then bring the knees into the chest and rock yourself back. And we're going to just rock from side to side now. So pull those knees in, rocking gently from side to side. Nice deep breaths. Feeling that massage in the lower back. I'm going to bring the toes down and then drop your knees over to the right side, coming into the fetal position. Just rest there. And then you're going to slowly sit up, coming round, bringing yourself to a seated position, hands into prayer. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you felt those core muscles. I hope it stretched out any tension in the lower back. And just strengthening your core just helps everything. Certainly with your posture, it holds you. You're tight through here, so it holds you in an upright position. So you might feel it a little bit more tomorrow, but hopefully you'll be able to do a little bit more yoga from the videos, and I'll be back on Wednesday at noon for energizing yoga, and hopefully you can join me, and if not, you'll be able to play it on catch up. So thanks so much for joining me. I'm sorry that I was late. I'm sorry I couldn't get online. I'm going to try and work out what happened there. I hope you're not sore tomorrow, Linda. I hope you just feel that you've worked. It's always a nice feeling that you've worked. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Namaste, and I will see you on Wednesday.